Welcome to another Splatoon 2 gameplay idea video. Pretty much I give you my ideas for what I want to see in Splatoon 2. So you have seen me talk about my ideas for local multiplayer as well as playable octolings. So this is going to be a video talking about my ideas for some new game modes for the online multiplayer. So to start off with, I think every single game mode for Splatoon Wii U, so I think Turf War, well we know Turf War is coming back, but I think Splat Zones, I think Tower Control, and I think Rainmaker should return in Splatoon 2. It would be a massive disappointment if none of those game modes returned, just because I had a blast playing on every single one of those game modes, so I definitely would love to see them return in Splatoon 2. So here are my ideas for some new game modes in Splatoon 2. So the first one is the game mode in the Battle Dojo on the Wii U. So it's the balloon game mode. I'm not sure whether it has a specific name. If it does, I can't remember it. But I'll definitely like to see that game mode return. It's kind of like hard point, if you know what I mean. So you got like a load of balloons on the map and they appear in certain points, and it kind of goes against one of my future ideas, which we'll talk about in a few seconds time. So Battle Dojo would be a good thing. I'd definitely like to see that playable in the online multiplayer, just because it was kind of weird in Splatoon Wii U how that wasn't a game mode online, and we never could able to play any of the online game modes offline. So you got an offline game mode that can't be played online, and you got the online game modes that can't be played offline. So with Splatoon 2, I've already said before that all of the online game modes should be playable offline. So I think offline game modes like Battle Dojo, like the Battle Dojo one, like the Balloon one, that one should be playable online. So that kind of does go against what we'll be talking about next, and that is Splat Zones Deluxe. Now, Splat Zones is pretty much like you got two zones or maybe one zone, and you have to control that zone, but the zone is set for that whole match. Now, Splat Zones Deluxe wouldn't replace Splat Zones, it would just add to Splat Zones already, but Splat Zones Deluxe is where the zones will rotate. So you got one zone in the middle of the map, kind of like Splat Zones, but then you've got another zone like 2 minutes in, and that will be in another part of the map, and then another couple of minutes later it will be in another zone of the map. Like it's kind of like it's going to be a little bit of symmetry there, so maybe it will happen on the left side of one team, and then it will happen for the left side of the other team in the next zone. So yeah, it's kind of like Hardpoint, and it is kind of similar to the Battle Dojo game mode, so maybe there is a choice there. Do they add in the Battle Dojo Balloon game mode, or do they add in the Splat Zones Deluxe idea that I've just come up with? I think they will add in the Balloon game mode, just because Splat Zones Deluxe would just feel like a bit of a clone for Splat Zones. So that is why I don't think they will add in my idea for Splat Zones Deluxe. But that's just an idea that I've had ever since for Splatoon Wii U. I did make a video called Splatoon Game Mode Ideas, and that was one of my ideas. Another one of my ideas in that video was domination, but I don't think we will see a domination type of game mode in Splatoon 2. I don't think that will happen. Now in Splatoon Wii U, we sort of saw a twist for Capture the Flag with Rainmaker. Now one of my ideas is for Search and Destroy to sort of return in Splatoon 2, or to make an appearance in Splatoon 2. But obviously there is going to be a twist there. Obviously it's not just going to be, right, you got to plant a bomb, obviously, just because that is not what Splatoon 2 is about. So maybe they will remove that element, and maybe it will be sort of like TDM, but whenever you get killed you are out for that round, and that is it. So maybe they could remove that whole element of planting a bomb, or maybe you've got to plant the Rainmaker on like a pedestal, and you've got one Rainmaker, one pedestal, and that's the sort of element that they will do. But maybe that's kind of sort of similar to Rainmaker. So yeah, I think a search and destroy sort of game mode will be in Splatoon 2. I'm just not sure how they can go about it. I'm not sure whether they will just remove the whole, planting a bomb or defusing a bomb to win a round. Will they just keep in, or if you take out a person, that's it, they are out for that round. So maybe that will be how they will go about it. But I definitely feel like they will do some sort of search and destroy sort of game mode. So that's just another one of my ideas. Another one of my ideas is TDM, Team Deathmatch, where instead of Turf War, where, let's be honest, a lot of people do treat Turf War as Team Deathmatch. So instead of Turf War, where it's how much ink is on the ground that determines who wins the match, with Team Deathmatch, it is all about the splats. So maybe the limit will be 75, and whoever gets 75 splats, or so like if the limit is 5 minutes long, whoever has the most splats after 5 minutes will win the match. And that is something which I'm seeing a lot of people want. I'm not sure whether I will want that, just because I feel like that is a little bit too similar for Turf War. It will kind of work a bit like Turf War. I know Turf War and Team Deathmatch is different, but like I said, people treat Turf War like Team Deathmatch, so I'm not sure whether Team Deathmatch will just feel like a clone, sort of like my Splat Zones Deluxe idea, as a hardpoint sort of game mode in Splatoon 2. So another one of my ideas is Inklings versus Octolings, and this is going to be its own specific game mode, and basically it will be set on different maps, not related to the game. You're going to have their own set maps. Maybe it will be like in the underground, kind of like how the campaign for Splatoon Wii U was set. But instead of, in Splatoon Wii U, how you had the campaign, how you had to beat the Octolings on the stages from the multiplayer, my idea is for Inklings versus Octolings, and you can pick which team you want to go on beforehand. So obviously the game will, if there's like 5 people picking Octolings, obviously one person will have to go over to the Inkling side. But instead of having it set on maps based on the online multiplayer maps, they will be set on different maps, and it will just help to keep the game fresh. And maybe they could actually add in those maps to the general rotation later on. But my idea to start off with is Inkling versus Octolings. It will be sort of like Turf War, and yeah, maybe they could do that for Search and Destroy. Maybe it will be Inklings versus Octolings, and then you can kill an Octoling, and then they are out for that round. So maybe they could combine some of my ideas here into one game mode. I don't think there will be too many game modes added in, but yeah, that's just one of my ideas. I think Inklings versus Octolings. People want to play as Octolings, so if they do set it on different maps than just the base maps, then I think that would be quite a clever idea. But I can't really see them doing that, just because that would be extra work for them. So they probably will just set that on the box standard maps in Splatoon 2. Or maybe they could, because we don't know whether any maps are returning in Splatoon 2, maybe they could set that Inklings versus Octolings game mode on maps from Splatoon Wii U. So maybe that is an idea there. Now my next idea, I'm not sure whether this will be a good idea or not. So my idea is a 1v1 arena where the map will be small and you just got to splat your opponent to win the round. But my idea, now I'm not sure whether this will work or not, and I'm not sure whether people want to do this, but you got 4v4, and then the game randomly picks you to, be in the 1v1 arena, and then your teammates will spectate that. That will add a lot of pressure, by the way. and it will sort of work for competitive as well. That'd be sort of a good game mode to watch for competitive. So I'm not sure whether that sort of element will work or whether they will just have it just for 2 players. But yeah, my idea is how you got a 1v1 arena, and basically the game basically randomly picks a person from each team to go into the 1v1 arena, and then the rest of your teammates will have to spectate it. Now, this is where I'm not so sure about my own idea, just because I'm not sure whether Nintendo will want people to spectate, just because that will be quite boring. So maybe they will just have just 2 teammates or just 2 people in that game mode. But that's just another idea for a 1v1 game mode that I've got. Now this is just coming from the top of my head, so there might be a part 2 to this video where I do give it some more thought and think about some like Splatoon elements, where maybe there's like a game mode where it uses the ink rails a lot more, and maybe it would be sort of like, I don't know what it can do, like control the ink rails to get to a certain part of the map. So yeah, I might actually go away, think of some of my own ideas for some more game modes, but I can guarantee you now that the devs won't use any of these ideas. They'll use something unique. But yeah, these are just my own ideas for Splatoon 2 and what they could do for the multiplayer. Like I said, I don't think they will add in a lot of new game modes. I think they will just add in maybe 2 or 3 at the most to go alongside what we have with Splatoon Wii U. But they're just some of my ideas for what we could see for Splatoon 2's online multiplayer. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about my ideas. And basically, I want you to list your own ideas in the comment section below, and I'm sure you guys will come up with some better ideas than me. So what I will actually do, if I do have quite a lot of comments giving ideas, what I might do is just read out your own ideas and give you my thoughts on that, and just give you my input on that, and whether I would like to play on that game mode or not, and whether I think they will add that game mode into Splatoon 2. So yeah, list your own ideas in the comment section below. And yeah, that's just my own ideas. Probably not the greatest. I'm not a game developer, and this video just pretty much shows it. Like, these ideas are just pretty much basic, but I can see them taking, game modes that we know from first person shooters. Like, we had King of the Hill sort of from like tower control, that's sort of like King of the Hill. Domination sort of like Splat Zones. Hardpoint sort of like Splat Zones. And it's sort of like that Battle Dojo game mode as well. And Capture the Flag is sort of like Rainmaker. So I can see them doing twists on, maybe kill confirmed. Maybe instead of, dropping tags, maybe you'll drop, I don't know what the Inkling equivalent could be. Maybe a Super Sea Snail. And maybe that could work instead of Team Deathmatch. See, I'm coming up with more ideas all of the time. Seriously, I'm just so excited for Splatoon 2. And you're going to see plenty of these ideas. And yeah, seriously, I've got so much to talk about in terms of Splatoon 2. I want to talk about my theories for the single player, as well as some more single player ideas. I've got some more ideas for the general multiplayer fixes that I want to see in Splatoon 2. So there's going to be more videos coming out soon. I'm not sure whether this video will go live before my Splatfest idea video, but if that video hasn't been posted yet, then that video will go live soon. It will go live in the next week. So yeah, I'm excited for Splatoon 2. I'm going to be covering this game. I'm actually going to probably do a comparison for Splatoon 2 versus Splatoon Wii U from what we've seen so far. So yeah, that's just it. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.